Buenos dias y bienvenido a Aragon. It is time for round 12 of MotoGP in 2024. And we are here at MotorLand Aragon for the first time since 2022. And there is a big queue here outside the Cassini Racing MotoGP box. No, not because Firmin Aldeguer was announced earlier on, although there might be. We need to go and check and find out. I'm guessing it's because the number 93, the 8-time world champion, Marc Marquez, started out the weekend's fastest ahead of Jorge Martin and Pedro Acosta in what was an interesting start to the weekend. A new surface here. It's a little bit greasy, a little bit green, as they like to say, when a brand new surface has been put down, meaning that we need to put a bit of rubber on it for grip levels to come up and for lap times to drop. So let's not get too excited from what we saw this weekend. I don't think it's going to have too much bearing on what we see throughout the course of today and then into Saturday and Sunday. But still, a very positive start indeed for the 93, Marc Marquez, as he looks to finally win a race this year. Nearly 1,000 days he's been waiting for that MotoGP win to come. Is it going to come this weekend? Davide Tardozzi says it will come at some point this year. A lot of people think that this is his best opportunity yet to try and get it over the line. But I'm sure that this man here, the number one, Pecco Bagnaia, is going to have something to say about it. The world champion is a former victor around this place, of course, in that memorable duel where he picked up his first ever Premier Class win back in 2021, fighting off Marc Marquez on that day in what will go down as one of the MotoGP battles of the ages. And then, of course, in another one that is certainly memorable, he lost out last time we were here to Enea Bastianini on the final lap in what was, again, another great battle. We have been treated to some great head-to-head duels down the years here at MotorLand Aragon, and I'm hopeful we're going to see a couple more this weekend across the three classes, Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP, of course, on the billing, with the Red Bull rookies, which you might be able to hear are out on track behind us at the moment. Pecco, hello. Good morning, how are you?
I'm always trying to escape from you.
I know, but I'm too quick at the moment. How was that?
Very bad this morning.
No grip?
No, the rear grip was fantastic. The problem was the front, that maybe not a very good tire, because it's impossible that I'm taking 2 seconds.
Well, lots of work to do this afternoon. Good luck.
Let's see. Ciao.
Normally I bring good luck, so hopefully it's the same again. Fingers crossed. He's going, he's trying. There we go. That's what we like to see, despite a difficult start. Who was 23rd of 24 was Pecco Bagnaia. At least he's still smiling. I like to think, put a smile on his face. I've given him a nice little pat on the backside there and said, come on, Pecco, we believe in you. So let's see what the number one can do later on. I am absolutely sure that he's going to be firing and he'll be inside that top 10 later on today. It'll be a huge, huge surprise if he isn't. So we'll have to wait and see how things get on. Reminder, 3 o'clock local time here in Aragon for that 60-minute practice session to get started and get underway, as I just look up to see what's happening down here at VR46, because I want to have a word, if we can, with Fabio Di Gianantonio, who is returning to action this weekend after, a nightmare Austrian Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. The Italian had his flight cancelled on Thursday, meaning that he wasn't able to attend the pre-event press conference where he was going to speak about his brand new Ducati deal, for the first time signing as official Ducati rider, the fact that he was going to get a 2025 full factory machine. So flight was cancelled, couldn't make that, then rocked up late on Thursday, went out Friday morning and, did okay. Friday afternoon, whilst pushing for a lap time, crashed, dislocated his shoulder, was out for the weekend. So it was 24 hours to forget for Fabio Di Gianantonio, but he was in good spirits this morning, and we can see his assistant there, Fabio, that is right, his assistant is also called Fabio, just walking away with the leathers, which makes me think that maybe Digia is just getting himself cooled off after the opening bit of running this morning, because even though we are, just gone midday local time here, it is starting to warm up already. Wednesday, Thursday, the last couple of days here have been scorching. 35, 36, When we arrived Thursday afternoon around 3 o'clock, on my car it was saying 40 degrees. It is red hot in this part of Spain at the moment, meaning it's going to pose a real challenge for the riders. Come race time, that is, of course, if the rain doesn't come in, and I've seen a couple of weather reports saying that we may well see a little bit of incremental weather just disrupting things. Can I see Digio? I don't think I can, so maybe we'll have to come back. There's Jorge Martin around 3 boxes down, but I don't think I'm going to be able to move quick enough to grab a word with him. So we'll play a waiting game, shall we, and just see if there's anybody maybe from Grassini that we can grab a word with as well. I have seen Jorge Martin down there. Let's move fast. So take a look behind the scenes here at our crew. Hi guys, all good? There we go. Filming some content with Marc Marquez this weekend, part of our Michelin Behind the Tyres series, so that's one to watch. And now, just like, as Pecco said, I was able to pounce on him with that quick turn of speed. We're doing the same to just be able to grab a quick word with Jorge, who had a little bit better time of things this morning by finishing inside that top 3. And I saw on Instagram, really enjoying the amount of fans that were here yesterday. We did an open pit walk yesterday for the guys to really experience it and come in and see the bike, see the riders close up, which I'm sure they really appreciate. And again, look at this, the paddock access. Jorge, how was that? All good?
Yeah, not bad. The grip a bit tricky, but we were fast.
Good stuff. Good luck. There we go. Nice little catch up. Again, everyone talking grip, talking the fact that things aren't particularly ideal at this current moment, so there's no point sticking around and speaking song and verse with the number 89, the man now second in the World Championship, of course, but we've got his thoughts anyway, which is now the top 2 in the World Championship. Not bad for a Friday, but still, would like to chat with Didier. Maybe he's already swanned off into his motorhome, which can sometimes be the case. But we'll bring you up to speed then, shall we, whilst we're here, as we make our way. I'm just looking all the way down the bottom. We've got the Honda garages there. Exciting news on Thursday. Honda now got their rider lineup completely locked in for 2025. Going to be the same factory duo of Luca Marini and Joan Mir, but Johan Zarco will have Somkiat Chantra moving up from the Idemitsu Honda Team Asia concerning Moto 2. Taka Nakagami moving into a developmental role. In Aprilia, Aleix Espargaro and Maverick Vinales quietly confident, I think, of being able to do something. Aleix was in the press conference yesterday, has had good success here before, has been on the podium before, has qualified on pole position before, going many years back. Last Aragon Grand Prix for him, of course, and he's confident of doing something. And for Ralph Fernandez, special helmet this weekend, big hopes for him. Whilst on the other side, Miguel Oliveira, one of 2 riders yet to be confirmed for 2025, but we fully expect in Misano, home GP for Prima Pramac Racing, will get official confirmation. It will be the Portuguese rider Oliveira and Australian Jack Miller lining up in the new Yamaha satellite squad. When it comes to the Pertamina Enduro VR46 concern, Didier looks as though he had a little bit of discomfort this morning with that shoulder. May have to up the painkillers that he was taking, but Dr. Charter, the MotoGP medical director, speaking to Italian TV, confirming that he doesn't see that there should be any real issues throughout the course of the weekend. He's not going to be at 100%. He said yesterday I'm about 75, 80%, but good enough to be able to grit his teeth and tackle through the weekend. What about KTM? Well, they were scratching their heads last time out. Brad Binder finishing 5th, really getting the absolute maximum out of the bike. He said afterwards, I couldn't have done anything better. I was perfect throughout the race, but yet still 19 seconds adrift of the eventual race winner, Pecco Bagnaia. I mean, they really are scratching their heads at how suddenly they're so far behind again. It's a difficult time for them. And for Pedro Acosta on the other side of that, he had just a complete nightmare weekend on home soil for the Austrian mark, saying that he felt after the race that his heart had been ripped out of his chest. In fact, on the Sunday night, he hopped in a car and drove straight to Misano from Austria to be able to be there with Danny Pedrosa, who was doing a 2-day test, went out for a meal with Danny, was able to spend what he was saying the closest sort of personal time that he has done with the MotoGP legend, and it really allowed him to sort of centre himself and get a newfound perspective, a newfound view on life as a MotoGP rider. all the success came so quick to him, was suddenly up there fighting at the front, and I think that was a reminder from Danny that at this current moment, that not always the case, that the very best riders are able to get the absolute maximum out of results and be where they probably feel they should be. And I think Acosta certainly feels that he has the talent to be up there fighting at the front every weekend, but just doesn't have the tools at this current moment. So interestingly, they've decided to go back to the bike that they had right at the start of the year in Qatar. 3 steps back to go 2 steps forward, or 2 steps back to go 3 steps forward. We'll see this weekend which one it is. That was the assumption, that was the guidance that Pedro was giving us yesterday when he came to speak to the media. So we've had a little stroll down, one more up and down, see if we can grab any hanger-oners, see if my good friend Fabio Di Gianantonio has eventually come out of hibernation. So we did make a bit of a deal yesterday as well, but I want him to be the one to tell you about the deal. I don't want to be coming out and saying something. He has agreed to it, we have shaken hands, there is video evidence, but I'm going to wait for him to be the one to tell you, which is why, on top of getting an injury update, I was so keen to try and get the thoughts of the number 49. So we'll finish off down in this direction, shall we? Because it is an easy finishing place for us in this magnificent Aragon paddock. It's nice to be back. It is pretty remote. It's not the usual sort of hotel lifestyle that we have when we fly into cities and drive on to the various destinations around the world. I personally, living in Barcelona, pick up the car 3 hours up the road, and then because there are no big cities really outside of Alcañiz, which is still a pretty small little spot, it means that a lot of us, a lot of the paddock, have to stay in sort of B&Bs as such, little houses that are rented out for the weekend by the locals, which gives it a very different flavour to other Grand Prix. One that I enjoy, actually. And I have to say, we're very lucky as well that in our house we have the master chef, Simon Crayfar, who you might have heard on the World Feed a couple of times, been referred to as probably, in fact no, definitely the best barbecuer in the entirety of the MotoGP paddock. So fortunately he was there at the butcher's Thursday morning picking up 2 of the biggest steaks you will have ever seen, and was able to put them together magnificently. A few potatoes, a little salad, chimichurri sauce, even had a peppercorn sauce as well. Oh, it's delightful. But because of the belly, we've only had that one night. I think it's pork chops on the menu tonight, actually. Looking forward to that one. And we are here. No sign of Didier, no sign of Marc Marquez. We've spoken to the top 2 in the World Championship though, so that is good enough for me. And no Moto E this weekend, which means I've got another opportunity to get down here and try and grab Didier tomorrow. So do join us then, midday, local time, here in Aragon, for Inside the Paddock. But before that, for a big MotoGP fan, well worth watching the practice session, 60 minutes of it, that starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll see you there, and we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Inside the Paddock.